right back and get ready to go into the next phase of our discussion. I wrote a book on real estate negotiating, and I had to figure out, I got all these thoughts, I wanted to organize them. And so I got an organizational system where the first group is principles, things that you always follow. Rules, well, rules were made to be broken. There you go. So most of the time, yeah, that's it. Most of the time we follow. Tools are the things that, you know, the plumber has to have a wrench. And realtors need to have certain tools. And tricks or techniques, everybody loves the tricks and the techniques. That's the stuff they really want me to teach in the class. The trick is, if you do the other three really well, you probably don't need any tricks. So let's go through. This one is very straightforward. As a matter of fact, it's the first part of the Code of Ethics for the National Association of Realtors. Your client's interests are paramount. And finding out what those interests are is the first part of your job. Because before you try to persuade them, you have to find out what it is they really want to accomplish. So, the illustration I had before. If you're trying to sell them the house that is not right for you, that backs up to the 440 because it's got the huge buyer's agent bonus, you're not doing the right thing. Number two, let the other side feel that they won. This is something I learned a long time ago. Remember, for those of you, some of us have, a couple of years on us. And you can remember Donna Reed when she would vacuum the house in pearl with high heels, things of this nature. You know, well, my mother was a very strong woman. She wore sweatshirts, jeans, and work boots. We ran a construction company, and she was tougher than most of the guys on the site. And the one thing I discovered when I was 6 years old is if I let her feel that she won the negotiations and the argument, I could get darn near anything I wanted. So, critically important thing to know, don't rub the other person's nose in it when you've done something well. Find out something they did well and compliment them. I go to all my closings. Well, I go to most of my closings when I'm out of town. And at the moment, I try to have something that shows, some respect for the other agent and respect for their, and mention a few things that they did well during the course of the negotiations. That way, when it closes, it's going to stay closed. This one we already talked about. When you don't push, like a part-time agent pushing Mr. Machismo, didn't work at all. If instead you can let it be their idea, it's a great idea. Never tell something that you can ask. If you can just ask somebody and have them come to the conclusion of what it was that you were telling them, they're much more likely to believe it. And much more likely to hang on to it because it's their idea. When it's their idea, it's a great idea. When you are preaching, you're going to get a bunch of resistance. Clem, I want to make you this offer, and I know it's not the price that you want, and you've got some tough terms, and it is kind of a long closing day, but I hope you can maybe give me something. Clem.
Yes.
Great offer, highly qualified people, going to close in 2 weeks. Some of the other parts may not be exactly what you wanted, but this is a wonderful offer. Let's see what you can do with it.
Okay, sounds good.
Quite a difference. I have so many people that call me up just, undermining their own credibility. The other thing you got to do, and I made this mistake one more time. Can't believe it. 38 years of being a realtor, and I made this mistake where somebody sent me a short email saying, well, we're not too sure this is going to come together, but this is where our offer is. Right? And then when you get the rest of the offer, oh, by the way, we want the washer, dryer, and the fridge, and we want to have a bunch of other things that weren't in the email. Get everything on the table. That's why Code of Ethics says write it down. That's why the National Association of Realtors, that's why the North Carolina Association of Realtors has all those neat little contracts. You write it all down, then you know what all the terms are. So before you respond at all, know what the gestalt is, know what the entire image. When you give something, get something back. How many of you have rentals, rental properties? Good. The rest of you should also. If you ever want to retire, you're going to need passive income. And particularly with tenants, if they just call up and said, I'd like a ceiling fan. Oh, yeah. Like the replaced a dishwasher. I'd like a this. If it said, I'd like a ceiling fan, well, yeah, I can do that on the condition that you don't use the 5-day grace period on all your things, and all your rent arrives before the first of the month. Deal? Okay, get something in return. Otherwise, they're going to keep asking and asking and asking. Reciprocity. Best illustration I can give you is, how many of you represent doctors? And one of the wonderful things about doctors, particularly surgeons, is they know they are right. Right? Now, I like that about them, because when they're replacing my hips, I want them to know that they are right. I do not them, well, maybe we could put the thing here, or maybe we put the, So I like that. What's also interesting, and I represented a doctor back when I was in the same office Karen was at, this is a few years ago. And he was absolutely certain that he was right on a particular point, and to a certain extent he was. I have a grandson, little Sammy, and in the movies about the dinosaurs, Jurassic Park, yeah, the Velociraptor can get out of anything. Yeah, Sammy is a Velociraptor. He can get out of absolutely anything. The one thing that saves Sammy's life is he's not brave. He will get out of anything, and he'll be standing there by the curb going, now what? Unfortunately, the neighbors will spot that Sammy's outside again, and we'll go drag him back in. The buyer had a kid just like Sammy. We had a bonus room. And in the bonus room was a door to extra storage area. The problem with the extra storage area is there's no floor in it. It just has the joists on it. Well, the agent hadn't spotted this when they're doing it. During the inspection, they spotted it. And remember the old contract, performing the function for which it's intended, not in need of immediate repair? Okay? It wasn't a repair. It's an improvement. But I knew the guy's motivation. We were talking about his son's life. Oh, that's okay. No. So he's going to want that thing, and my doctor was certain he was right. He's not about to do that. Well, I used to build houses. I know how to borrow a truck. I can find Lowe's. I got a bunch of plywood. I have a few skill saws. I got a couple other things, and I also found out that the guy buying the property used to work in construction also. So he and I carried the stuff upstairs. I told him that was so much help. It was really good. It'll only take me a little while to put this down and nail it. Got that all done, and away we went. Well, later on, all of his well-meaning friends, you've had a few of your clients where the barber has explained to them the things, and they listen to the barber more than you. Yeah. And well, you've got to test out the air conditioning system. How many of you had an air conditioning system signed off when it's 26 degrees outside? Okay, so I got my air conditioning guy out there. Pressure tested it, checked everything, doesn't leak, etc. He says, this is the best I can do. I can't run it. But everything I've got indicates it's in good shape. Say, buddy, is that good enough for you? Yeah. I've done good things for him. He knew that I was going to take proper care of what he was looking for. The most important things were there, and so in return, I've done something for him. He